Felt that that was a good over for the South Africans, kind of just breaking momentum. There's KG there, getting that wicket of Mayers, as well as Charles. I think KG, looking at the way he compiled that over, similar to what he would do in Test cricket, almost like he just try to hit that hard length, top of off, and let whatever's in the wicket take care of itself.
Last 5 T20 internationals, South Africa has won 3, lost 2. They will really want to win this one, win this series. West Indies, of course, are determined to be on the correct side at some stage, and this is their final chance of this tour. Here he goes, Nortje. Down a third man, no let up at the moment, the 2 quicks in action.
Yeah, a little bit surprised by the initial field set. I think you could have, for a few deliveries, maybe had that short mid-wicket in like a deep kind of hanging slip position. We know the speed that Nortje possesses, and there's always that opportunity initially when you first faced up to him that you're going to get that outside edge. Wonderful stats from Nortje. He really has been the pick of the South African bowlers throughout the whole summer.
Terrific economy of just 7. That really is outstanding.
This field is a little bit fraught with danger. You've got to be so straight as a bowler now. Be so conscious about trying to tuck Pooran up and attack those stumps.
It's pretty sharp. Thudded into that thigh pad.
I think looking at the field and the discussions that the guys were having, especially to a guy like Nicholas Pooran, they want to test him on that short one. I think he's fallen to that short one quite a lot in the series. It is a bit risky. I agree with you, Sean, with Nortje's extra pace, any bit of width, and I'm sure Nick will be looking to free his hands. But I think, yeah, Nortje is going to try tuck him up, use that pace, and hopefully get him to make a mistake on that longer side again.
Yeah, just to add that, there's a man at deep forward square leg. There it is, there's a short one, it's picked up, but it's picked up superbly. That has gone rows back, many rows back. Again, an indication of how this white ball travels at the Wanderers.
Yeah, he has been bounced out, I think, 4 times in the series so far, so short pitch delivery won't be far away, but this one actually wasn't short enough. It was kind of a length delivery onto the thigh pad, and that's a bit of a free hit. Temba was touching on last over about the 6 that was produced and how it doesn't really matter if it's the short or the long boundary. There was another case in point. Speed on the ball into the hip, and he's just backing. If he gets anything on it, it's going to go well over Rabada at short, at deep fine leg.
So halfway through this over, he's gone for 7 at the moment. Looking for a change of angle, just missed his run up. He's going to make a mark. There he goes, just a little scratch. And change that angle and go round the wicket. Man at fine leg has moved a little bit finer, and also the man at deep backward square has gone a little bit finer as well. This might be a chance. This might be a real chance. No. Desperate dive from Quinton. He was going to the swimming pool, I think, Quinny.
Yeah, nearly the 5th time in the one day in the T20 series that he gets out in that fashion. Change of angle from Nortje around the wicket, trying to tuck him up a touch. Good speed from the speedster.
Good opportunity there created by Nortje. Let's have a look there. He didn't really get the bat, kind of just got big on him, probably rushed him with a bit of pace. I do think that it's a little bit too dangerous with.
Pass that outside edge, a little bit of movement perhaps. Movement certainly as it went past the bat.
Yeah, that is key, Hayes. If you've got that ability and that skill to get the ball to shape, it really does create a different dimension. He's been back of a length. It's almost like it was a leg cutter. Yeah, it was. As it pitched, it nipped away. And that was the movement that just creates a bit of uncertainty.
Pulled it back nicely. Last ball of his first over, last ball of the 5th. Nice work from Nortje. Quick single. Oh, wouldn't quite grab it. I think it would have been okay. Anyway, 5 gone. 56 for 2 it is.
Rabada's second over. Oh, nothing you can do about that. Just clipping the pad. I mean, it's a touch too straight from the bowler, but Rabada's attacking the stumps. And the more I see of this cricket, the more I think you got to bowl your best ball. I think it's so easy to go W. It hasn't worked, but he has bowled well in the 6 balls previous. Ian Bishop and Chris Morris are alongside me. There are 4 in the cover ring to go with the 3rd man, and they're all in tight on the single. Quinton is asking, Rabada is sure it's out, absolutely sure it's out. I think they may review this. I think that the bowler and the wicketkeeper think it was an obvious one. He wants a decision from everybody. He wants a decision from Quinton, and he goes for it. I thought I did hear a little stump mic sound, actually, but I'm not sure. Boys?
Yeah, look, I never think there's a lot of confidence out there, but batters look pretty confident. So
I've checked the front foot and
it's always a difficult one.
Can we go into front on spin vision?
Well, it was just Quinton de Kock and KG Rabada's reaction, as if it was kind of obviously out, so they barely bothered to appeal. I think it was more like that. Claessen's saying, don't ask me.
Okay, ball's close to the bat. Can we just go to Ultra Edge, please? Ultra Edge coming up. Just keep rolling that through, roll that through, keep rolling it through. Yep, there's a flat line when the ball passes the bat. Sean, you can stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by.
Good decision, and one that stands. So Rabada and de Kock were misled, and the batsman gave it away for me. He threw his head back, annoyed with himself for not getting bat on ball. He never turned that head to see if the keeper had taken the catch. And usually when batsmen nick it, they sneak a look in. Bish, what do you think of my bowl your best ball point? Don't defend too early.
Come into play, and it's down to an individual thing with bowlers. You talk to maybe a Jason Holder, he'll tell you, I'll back myself to bowl what I think is best. Jofra Archer would do the same. You talk to an Ian Bishop or one of the other guys now, Alzarri Joseph will tell you, I'll make an adjustment based on the angle. So it's what you are comfortable with. And I think it'd be slightly unintelligent to do otherwise if
yeah, it's probably the best I've seen the Wanderers pitch look in a while. Where the SA20 and it was a little bit tacky, a little bit slow, a little bit too paced, but this one seems like it's got a little bit of zip, a little bit of extra pace as we've come accustomed to have at the Wanderers here in Joburg. And the 2 nasty quick bowlers from South Africa are bending their backs and putting the West Indies under pressure.
Fancy picking out the field. Oh, well, he doesn't hit. That's not good running. T20 cricket in the heat of the Wanderers moment.
And by all accounts, the reaction on the field from Riley Rousseau and Anrich Nokia was backing up. This looked like it was on target. Maybe just throwing it, or not maybe, throwing it a bit short and bouncing over the stumps. But spot on, Mark. Always get taught never run on a misfield. And he would have made it, but it could have been costly.
It's well done by Rabada. It finishes the power play with the score at 61 for 2. The most remarkable stroke from Kyle Mayers to get things going. That wasn't so dusty either. That was almost into the golf course. A few shovels here and there as the short boundary's being picked out. A horrendous mow from Kyle Mayers. Lovely bit of bowling from KG Rabada to get rid of the man who made the scintillating 100 the other day. Incredible flick off the body for 6. And that's a little summary of the power play. 6 overs gone, the scoring rate above 10 and over. As we move into power play 2, a couple of fielders, 3 fielders indeed, can drop back. And it's going to be Bjorn Fortuyn who'll bowl to the left-handed Nicholas Pooran. Pooran may try to get inside the line and go offside, but wisely Fortuyn will stick to bowling left arm round the wicket and make the angles very difficult for that. Bish was talking about angles, and angles are everything to bowlers.
Yeah, Mark, just talking on the angles, I feel the same for the batters. I mean, the Wanderers is actually not, it's not a circle. I mean, we always talk about cricket, it's an oval, but at the Wanderers, yeah, I'm all about angles because the outfield's so quick, and Hazy keeps mentioning.
Oh, man back doesn't matter. Picks the big boundary and nails it.
Pooran, strength, hitting that slog sweep, whether it's a spin bowler or a pace bowler. It's one of his strengths thing there, and not missing out tonight. That's one of the long boundaries. He had it with ease.
Well, you can rely on the bounce and indeed the pace of the ball coming onto the bat exactly as you could at Centurion. Well, it goes again. That's even bigger. That's a magnificent strike of a cricket ball. It must have gone, I don't know, 20, 25 rows back to the biggest boundary.
Again, Pooran lethal on anything. It's drifting in length. And Bjorn Fortuyn slightly short. Quick feet from Pooran. The altitude. Ball travels a mile in Joburg.
Long time since I've heard moosing it.
You obviously haven't played golf with me then, Mark.
Do you moose it?
It might not be straight, but I give it a go.
Who's the biggest mooser in your cricket golf circle?
Well, one's retired. You're talking to him.
When you say you're talking to him, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite... humble when it comes to hitting a long ball. Like I said, I don't hit it straight, but it goes a mile. But no, I think when Adam Markham gives it a smack, he gives it a proper smack, and there's a few guys who swing hard.
And again, don't worry about that. That's 6 more. 3 in the over and a ball remains. Wonderful batting.
Yeah, when Pooran sees left arm spin or leg spin, apart from the googly, he feels that this is his matchup. And regardless of the boundary size, he thinks, and he's looking so far to have the power to get it over there. Can you hide it in his legs? I thought so. Into his legs, so he doesn't have the leverage to get underneath it and hit it over that leg side boundary. 80 for 2.
Yeah, the 6s from Pooran. Excellent batting, knowing his strengths. And any adjustment in length, any miss in length, Pooran was pouncing on Indian keeper.
And a glorious Johannesburg sunset to show off our graphic. 7 gone, 80 on the board. And that's what we've come to expect, really, after what we've seen in these matches. The delayed game, the 11-over game at Centurion, was a humdinger of a high scorer. 131 in 11 overs. And then, of course, 258, followed by what looks as if it could be a big score today as well. A batsman's series, but on excellent pitches, you know, pitches that are really coming onto the bat. It's so nice to see.